The second theory is something called assortative mating theory. And assortative mating theory basically says that people often select partners who match their own values, behaviors, or worldview, right? So if she grew up on hood music and hood stuff, then she's going to be attracted to a hood dude, right? A woman who resists conventional norms may be drawn to a partner who lives outside of traditional structures, such as a 9 to 5 job. This alignment reinforces her own sense of identity and rebellion. So that rebellious spirit, that man who stands outside on the margins and ain't scared to sort of do his own thing. Sometimes that's appealing to women. There's also something, and ladies got to watch out for this. This is a big deal. This is dark triad personality theory. Has anybody ever heard of that? Let me know if you heard of dark triad personality theory. Dark triad traits. Tell me if you know anybody that might fit any of these. Narcissism, Machiavellianism, and psychopathy. They show that these characteristics can increase short term mating success because they signal confidence, charisma, and fearlessness. So, a lot of you ladies have to be really careful. I know that they tell you that women are supposed to run around and do everything that men do, but the problem is that, and this is one critique of feminism that I've seen, is that when you have women that are just like, "Hey, I met you 20 minutes ago, let's go have sex," you open up yourself to the dark triads. A lot of you ladies, give me a guess in the chat if you've ever dated a narcissist or a psychopath, right? And what's fascinating, I knew a lady once, a true story. There was a sister who came to my event, and she said to me, she said, I dated a guy for 6 weeks, and he was a great guy, and he love bombed me. He was the most amazing guy ever, best sex, and all this stuff. And she said 6 weeks later, the FBI came to my house, and they basically told me that he took out a life insurance policy on me because he was going to kill me. And it blew her mind because she had no idea that this person that she was falling in love with, planning a life with, that she thought was going to be her husband, was actually going to kill her, right? And so and she's not the only woman I know who has either had a man try to kill her or who has actually been killed by a man. I know several women who've been killed by their boyfriends. So that's there's a thin line between love and hate. So the dark triad theory says that women should probably be careful about chasing the bad boy because sometimes the bad boy really is bad. And then there's something called dominance hierarchy theory, and it says that social psychology research on dominance hierarchy show that women often prefer men with higher perceived status in their social group. So when he's the man and everybody looks up to him, women take notice. Why? Well, because survival instincts and all that. That man is more able to get you what you need. That status doesn't have to be tied to a corporate job, though. It can come from influence or dominance within whatever their local environment is. So a man that's like the king of the hood, right? Remember anybody grow up watching the local drug dealer when he came in and he was looking like he was a boss and you wanted to be like him, you wanted to hang out with him and everybody respected him. There's Big Meech, what Big Meech, right? Well, that is appealing, right? Women find that attractive, and you know the story. I ain't got to explain it to you. The last one I want to share with you is something called self-determination theory from a guy from two authors named Dechi and Ryan. And self-determination theory emphasizes autonomy as a core human need. So autonomy is highly attractive because it signals control over one's own life and freedom from external constraints. So whether you're talking about a CEO or you're talking about a street dude, the commonality is that it takes courage to be either one. It takes courage. It's courage to run up and down the street with switches and find your ops. It also takes courage to quit that job and stop kissing that white man's ass and go out and start your own business. So either way, it's the same effect. The problem is that if you pick, the problem is the street dude has a greater chance of being killed and sent to prison. And so I think that a lot of our street dudes, what you got to pay attention to, and I hope you're hearing me on this, is that a lot of your smartest, most capable, most extraordinary black men are dead or in prison.